Hello, my name is JY and I make music under the name MICROCHIP TERROR. How I started playing music was because back in secondary school in 2001, my friend bought a copy of Blink-182's Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and he burned a copy for me and everything just went downhill. I started to pick up the guitar and try to learn as many songs as I can from ultimateguitar.com and mxtabs.net. Eventually, I went to start on playing punk rock covers with a bunch of friends. And as I moved along with my musical journey, I started to play the bass as well for metal bands as my musical taste became a bit heavier as times go by. Eventually, when we all grew up as adults, playing in bands got unfulfilling and I don't have much creative freedom sometimes. So I decided to form MICROCHIP TERROR as a one-man band sort of thing, and I never looked back. One of the most memorable times for my life is actually my first live show was not in Singapore, it was actually in the US. It's super random because at the time my wife had to go there for a job training. So I decided to follow her and say, maybe I can find my friends that are in the scene playing like this kind of music as well. So thankfully everything worked out really well and I was able to play my first show there. It's super intimidating. My first time on stage alone and not playing bass like how I was used to. But I faked it until I kind of made it and yeah, things went pretty okay. So back then when I was still playing in a band, I just had to carry my bass guitar. But now that I'm doing a one-man band, I have to carry a bunch of stuff like my keyboard stand, my keyboard, my laptop, my MIDI controller, my strobe lights, and a bunch of merchandise. So at first it was quite challenging to carry all that. But recently I found this magical and gigantic duffel bag with wheels so I can throw everything inside and life has been much better. So this musical project is obviously very influenced by sci-fi and horror movies, and like my all-time favorites are Terminator 2 and Aliens. So these movies are like a big part of my life, and I love them since I was a kid. And when I slowly grew up, I discovered John Carpenter, his movies and his scores and his synth-driven music. Then as well as Shinya Tsukamoto's Tetsuo the Iron Man and Shuei Ishikawa's amazing industrial pounding score for it. So the name Microchip Terror actually came from a scene in Terminator 2 where Sarah Connor opened up the head of Arnold Schwarzenegger and took out the chip, and she tries to try to hammer that thing and got stopped by John Connor. If I have only 3 movies to introduce to watch, it's definitely The Thing, Reanimator and Tetsuo the Iron Man. So there are way too many musicians and artists that I look up to, but I have to really choose the ones that kind of inspired specifically for Microchip Terror. It would be Perturbator, Protector 101, John Carpenter, Shinya Tsukamoto, Shuei Ishikawa, Chozen Fukui, Rush, and especially Geddy Lee, because his bass playing and synth playing is just godly. And maybe Lisa from BLACKPINK. There is a relation to what I currently do for a living and my music as well, because thanks to this musical project, I was forced to learn Photoshop and After Effects to work on my artwork and promotional material. One of my dream shows for Microchip Terror is to have like a gigantic LED wall that I can put crazy images that synchronize to my music. If I did not discover music, I would have been on a path to be a professional yo-yo player. Yo-yo playing was something that I was very obsessed with when I was like 8 or 9 years old. So shout out to Johans for coming to Singapore back then. So my mantra in life is to always have fun and don't take yourself or life too seriously.